We specifically have focused on a mutation in ALS called C9orf72. And this is the most common ALS mutation. So, like, 90% of ALS cases actually are what we call sporadic, so there's no known genetic link. But for the
Right.
ones that we do know have a genetic link, the most common one or genetic mutation in that is C9orf72.
Some people might think, "Oh, well, if you're only studying the rare case of it, maybe that doesn't help everybody." But I mean, by understanding the biology of that case, it's maybe a little bit easier to study. You can learn more that then you can like generalize or apply to other, maybe more complicated spectrums of that disease.
Yeah, I think you 100% have it correct. Like, and what you're talking about is something I was so pigheaded about when I was a younger scientist because I was like, I don't want to study this one specific thing. I want to
Right.
study like these big things. But now that I'm here, I'm like, wait a minute. So like what you're talking about is like a lot of diseases are what we call polygenic. There are a bunch of genes contributing to this one disease a lot of times. There are very few cases of things that have one known genetic mutation and we can correct that and then that person is fixed. But
Right.
even in trying to uncover what that one gene is, we found out so much because one gene could be touching so many different processes in the body. And trying to understand all those processes is that's usually an entire field. Um, and so with these sporadic cases where we have no clue, what we do know is, at least in ALS, is that it's still ALS. Like you still have this motor neuron degeneration and you still see these patients, losing their lives sadly over this short period of time. So there's like this commonality. And like you said, by studying these known genetic mutations, hopefully we can find some cure, some treatment for these patients. But what I found with what I think the field is finding with ALS is that even though they have this genetic mutation, it's kind of seeming like it might be polygenic where, yeah, this mutation is present, but like there's still the environment and all these other genes that are acting upon this. And we still don't know what that is because experiments have been done to correct these mutations and it doesn't cure the
Um,
disease. Yeah.
you realize as you study more of these things, it's like, "Oh, why don't they have a cure for cancer yet?" Or this one, then you realize like how complicated these things are. There's like it's not just one fix, right? It's like so complicated. There's so many things you need to target. If sometimes you just look at like the symptoms at the end and you treat those where you're not treating the very like beginning of the cause.
100%.